5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%. Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places $1.99 a gallon. And when I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline. Mortgage rates are the lowest in 4 years and falling fast, and the annual cost of a typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000 just since I took office. 1 year. And low interest rates will solve the Biden-created housing problem while at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do both. And we are going to keep it that way. The stock market has set 53 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that, 1 year. Boosting pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts for the millions and millions of Americans. They're all gaining. Everybody's up, way up. In 4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe. Think of it, much less than $1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $18 trillion for 1 year. What a difference a president makes. A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest. As thousands of new businesses are forming and factories, plants, and laboratories are being built, we have added 70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time. It's getting bigger and bigger and stronger. Nobody can believe what they're watching. American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil.
Wow.
American natural gas production is at an all-time high because I kept my promise to drill, baby, drill. More Americans are working today than at any time in the history of our country. Think about that. Any time in the history of our country, more working today. And 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector. We ended DEI in America. We cut a record number of job-killing regulations, and in 1 year we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps. And for all of these reasons, I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong. Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in. Go ahead. That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up. But they beat a fantastic Canadian team in overtime, as everybody saw, as did the American women who will soon be coming to the White House. They were in the Oval Office before, and I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA. But I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote of the team. I said, anybody votes no, I'm not doing it. So they stood there, and they weren't about to say no, because I've never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuck. Think of it, 46 shots on goal, and I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off, do you practice that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case my vote was more important, that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Great athletes have gotten that, very great, the best, and I thought he deserved it. And I did take a vote, every single one of them. I said, I'm not giving it if anybody goes no, and every single one of them rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much. I'm also pleased to say that the next time the Olympic torch is lit, it will be here in America for the 2028 Olympics, and it's the summer version right in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles. And Los Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country. And this year, and I must say I got them both. I got them in my first term, and I was disappointed because I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened. But strange things took place. And now I've got them because I got the Olympics and I got the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and I wanted to claim the 250th, but I didn't get away with that one. I couldn't claim that one for myself. But we're getting the World Cup, so we have the World Cup and the Olympics coming, and that is exciting news. So this will be a year to celebrate our country and the heroes who have kept it free. Men like Buddy Taggart. At age 17, Buddy volunteered to defend America in World War II, serving in the Pacific under the great General Douglas MacArthur. He fought bravely in the famous Battle of Manila, worked so hard. He was badly wounded and almost killed by enemy machine guns in Luzon. And 81 years ago this month, he liberated the largest internment camp in the Philippines, one of the largest anywhere in the world. But he earned many honors, including a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday. So, Buddy, you're a brave man, and we salute you. Even in times of challenge, setback, and immense heartache, the spirit of 1776 has always shone through very brightly. It was July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas, one of the worst things I've ever seen. I was there, rising 26 feet in the Matter of minutes, tragically claiming many, many lives. You all remember that one? As the waters threatened to sweep her away, 11-year-old Millie Kate McClelland closed her eyes and prayed to God. She thought she was going to die. Those prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter above. Nobody knew where he came from. It was Scott's first ever rescue mission, a young guy, but very brave, very, very top, always top in his class. And he lifted not just Millie Kate, but 164 others to safety. People watched Scott from a distance, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like it. They said, wow, that's something. Tonight, Scott and Millie Kate are here together, reunited for the very first time. Thank you, Scott, Millie Kate. And Petty Officer Ruskin, I'm pleased to inform you that I am now awarding you the Legion of Merit for extraordinary heroism, which is what it was, extraordinary heroism. Thank you. And I'd like to have the military aide to please come down and take care of the service. Military aide, thank you very much. Take care of that very important service. Thank you very much. From 1776 to today, every generation of Americans has stepped forward to defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And they're really doing it for the next generation. But now it's our turn. Together we're building a nation where every child has the chance to reach higher and go further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests of hardworking American citizens are always our first and ultimate concern. That is the debt we owe to the heroes who came before us, and that is the promise we must keep to America for our 250th year. Last year, I urged this Congress to begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans. All Democrats, every single one of them, voted against these really important and very necessary massive tax cuts. They wanted large-scale tax increases to hurt the people instead. But we held strong, and with the great, big, beautiful bill, we gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. And we also made interest on auto loans tax deductible the first time, but only if the car is made in America. Recently in Pennsylvania, I met Megan Hemhauser, a devoted mom who's homeschools her children, beautiful, 2 children, during the day while waiting tables at night as her husband works overtime operating very heavy equipment. Megan is here this evening, and she's happy to tell you that she is so much richer because with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and her expanded child tax credit done again by Republicans, Megan and her husband will take home more than $5,000 extra just for the year, cutting her tax bill in more than half. Megan, please stand up. We're fighting for you, Megan. Thank you, Megan. We're fighting for you, Megan. Under our bill, parents like Megan can also activate their children's brand new Trump accounts. And I didn't name it. I did not name that. Nobody believes me, but I did not name it. It was named by a very tall man sitting right there in the 3rd row. Nice man, a good man. Tax-free investment accounts for every American child. This is something that's so special and has taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6.25 billion to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children. They're great people. When I asked Michael Dell, how do you make all that money? He said, well, I just sat on my dorm in school, and I made computers, and I'd sell them to people, and I just kept selling and selling and selling, and pretty amazing story. That's called the American dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops, so I congratulate him on that, but I really thank him and Susan, as well as others like Brad Gerstner, a very tremendous guy. He was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner. Thank you, Brad. So with modest additional contributions, these young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more by the time they turn 18. Think of it. How much money is that for somebody that started with nothing? Over 100,000, could be much more than that. To make this investment in our children's future, go to trumpaccounts.gov, trumpaccounts.gov. And a lot of people are doing it. It's setting every record in the book. It's popular. They knew what it was going to take. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the people that got it started. And now it's just taken off. One of the primary reasons for our country's stunning economic turnaround, the biggest in history, where the Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule, and the S&P hit 7,000, where it wasn't supposed to do it for many years, were tariffs. I used these tariffs, took in hundreds of billions of dollars to make great deals for our country, both economically and on a national security basis. Everything was working well. Countries that were ripping us off for decades are now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so badly, you all know that. Everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know it. They just don't want to say it. And yet these countries are now happy, and so are we. We made deals. The deals are all done. And they're happy. They're not making money like they used to, but we're making a lot of money. There was no inflation, tremendous growth, and the big story was how Donald Trump called the economy correctly, and 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't. They got it totally wrong. They got it really wrong. And then just 4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court. It just came down. It came down. Very unfortunate ruling. But the good news is that almost all countries and corporations want to keep the deal that they already made, right, Scott? Knowing that the legal power that I, as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them, and therefore they will continue to work along the same successful path that we had negotiated before the Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, these powerful, country-saving, it's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in, peace-protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. Will remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. And they have been tested for a long time. They're a little more complex, but they're actually probably better, leading to a solution that will be even stronger than before. Congressional action will not be necessary. It's already time-tested and approved. And as time goes by, I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern-day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love. Right? Moving forward, factories, jobs, investment, and trillions of dollars will continue pouring into the United States of America because we finally have a president who puts America first. I put America first. I love America. For decades before I came along, we had the exact opposite. From trade to health care, from energy to immigration, everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who make our country run. Under Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond, it reached a breaking point with the Green New scam, open borders for everyone. They poured in by the millions and millions from prisons, from mental institutions. They were murderers, 11,888 murders. They came into our country. You allowed that to happen. And record-setting inflation that cost the typical family $34,000 in just a speck of time. Now the same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly use the word affordability, a word. They just used it. Somebody gave it to them, knowing full well that they caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem. You caused that problem. They knew their statements were a lie. They knew it. They knew their statements were a dirty, rotten lie. Their policies created the high prices. Our policies are rapidly ending them. We are doing really well. Those prices are plummeting downward. The price of eggs is down 60%. Madam Secretary, thank you. The cost of chicken, butter, fruit, hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot. And even beef, which was very high, is starting to come down significantly. Just hold on a little while. We're getting it down. And soon you will see numbers that few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time ago. Nobody can believe when they see the kind of numbers, and especially energy, when they see energy going down to numbers like that, they cannot believe it. It's like another big tax cut. I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing cost of health care caused by you. Since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act, sometimes referred to as Obamacare, big insurance company that's gotten rich. It was meant for the insurance companies, not for the people. With our government giving them hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars a year as their stock prices soared 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, and even 1,700%, like nothing else. That's why I introduced the great health care plan. I want to stop all payments to big insurance companies and instead give that money directly to the people so they can buy their own health care, which will be better health care at a much lower cost. In addition, my plan requires maximum price transparency. That's a big deal. Sounds so simple, so big. And I did that in my first term, and the Democrats immediately terminated it with full knowledge that they were doing a very bad thing for the people. Costs were going to go way up, and that's what happened. And now I'm bringing them way down on health care and everything else. I'm also ending the wildly inflated cost of prescription drugs like has never happened before. Other presidents tried to do it, but they never could. They tried. Most didn't try, actually. But they tried. They said they tried. They couldn't do it. They didn't even come close. They were all talk and no action, but I got it done. Under my just enacted most favored nation agreements, Americans who have for decades paid by far the highest prices of any nation anywhere in the world for prescription drugs will now pay the lowest price anywhere in the world for drugs, anywhere, the lowest price. So in my first year of the second term, should be my third term, but strange things happen. I took prescription drugs, a very big part of health care, from the highest price in the entire world to the lowest. That's a big achievement. The result is price differences of 300, 400, 500, 600% and more. All available right now at a new website called TrumpRx.gov. And I didn't name that one either, by the way. And here tonight is the very first customer ever to get that big discount, and it is big, Catherine Rayner. For 5 years, she and her husband have struggled with infertility, and they turned to IVF. One drug has been costing Catherine $4,000 to purchase. But a few weeks ago, she logged onto the TrumpRx website and got that same drug that cost $4,000, got it for under $500, a reduction of much more, actually, than $3,500. Catherine, we are all praying for you, and you're going to be a great mom. So now I'm calling on Congress to codify my most favored nation program into law. Now, the one thing, I'm not sure it matters because it's going to be very hard for somebody that comes along after me to say, let's raise drug prices by 700 or 800%. But John and Mike, if you don't mind, codify it anyway. They may do it. Codify it anyway. Thank you. Many Americans are also concerned that energy demand from AI data centers could unfairly drive up their electric utility bills. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that I have negotiated the new Ratepayer Protection Pledge. You know what that is? We're telling the major tech companies that they have the obligation to provide for their own power needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory. so that no one's prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community, and very substantially down. This is a unique strategy never used in this country before. We have an old grid. It could never handle the kind of numbers, the amount of electricity that's needed. So I'm telling them they can build their own plant. They're going to produce their own electricity. It will ensure the company's ability to get electricity while at the same time lowering prices of electricity for you, and could be very substantial for all of you cities and towns. You're going to see some good things happen over the next number of years. Another pillar of the American dream that has been under attack is home ownership. With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of 2 from Houston. She placed bids on 20 homes and lost all of those bids to gigantic investment firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was devastated. Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up in the thousands single-family homes. And now I'm asking Congress to make that ban permanent, because homes for people, really, that's what we want. We want homes for people, not for corporations. Corporations are doing just fine. Rachel, thank you very much. Good luck with your home. You'll get one soon.
Now that's something the Democrats cannot disagree with.
Nope.
We're also working to make it easier for Americans to save for retirement. And under this administration, we will always protect Social Security and Medicare. They are not protecting it for our seniors. We will always protect Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Since I took office, the typical 401k balance is up by at least $30,000. That's a lot of money. We have millions and millions of people, because the stock market has done so well, setting all those records. Your 401ks are way up. Yet half of all of working Americans still do not have access to a retirement plan with matching contributions from an employer. To remedy this gross disparity, I'm announcing that next year my administration will give these often forgotten American workers, great people, the people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan offered to every federal worker.
Oh.
We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year, as we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market. Let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information.
Hell yeah.
There we go. They cannot agree with. This is something both sides agree. Look at them, they're finally clapping.
Huh.
Hypocrites, yo, but at least they agree.
They stood up for that. I can't believe it.
Exactly, that's why I said, look at them, they're standing up and
I
clapping.
can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she's here? Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay.
Yes, there we go. Can't disagree with that one.
Dang, Trump.
I wasn't sure if anybody even on this side was going to applaud for that. I'm very impressed. Thank you. I'm very impressed. But when it comes to the corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America. There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota, where members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. We have all the information. And in actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse. This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it like you wouldn't believe. So tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President J.D. Vance.
Yes. Nice. They came up to this chick.
Cameraman deserves a raise.
Oh, man. They're hilarious.
We'll get it done. And if we're able to find enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget.
There we go.
The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games.
Yes,
Delilah.
sir. Yes, sir.
Delilah Coleman was only 5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by open borders politicians in California. Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she is now in the first grade learning to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up.
Oh my God, how sad.
Thank you, Delilah. Many, if not most, illegal aliens do not speak English and cannot read even the most basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens.
Yeah. They can't disagree with this one either. Let's go. And Florida already has this, so this is really nice to hear him say that.
And yesterday, as you probably saw at the White House, I hosted a ceremony with Americans who lost their treasured loved ones to the scourge of illegal immigration. People came into our country, how we allowed this to happen with our open borders. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed and our media totally ignored. It was terrible. Hard to believe, actually. In 2023, a 16-year-old high school cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina was supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade, but she never arrived. Her mother, Jacqueline, went home to look for her, and she found her lying dead in a bathtub, bleeding profusely after being stabbed 25 times. Elizabeth's killer was a previously arrested illegal alien who had broken in and brutally extinguished the brightest light in her family's life, violently and viciously. Her heartbroken mother is in the gallery to remind everyone in this chamber exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals to our country at record numbers, and we're getting them the hell out of here fast. We don't want them. Yep. Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Thank you. We can never forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved, but indeed they would do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up those borders to some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world. The only thing standing between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our great Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you.
Let's go.
As we speak, Democrats in this chamber have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security. It's all cut off. It's all cut off. They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite happy, actually. Now they have closed the agency responsible for protecting Americans from terrorists and murderers. Tonight I'm demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security, homeland security of the United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice. We'd love to give you a hand at cleaning it up, but you gave no money. Nobody's getting paid. It's a shame. So you have to think about it. We have, in case you didn't know, a pretty large snowstorm out there. One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Yes, yes.
Oh, damn.
Come on, pan to the crowd.
Oh, we're not standing.
Oh, yeah, a few. I see a few.
The ones on the left are standing.
Only like 4 people kept
Look,
stood
they're
up.
sitting. Oh, damn.
How dare they? Disgusting. Disgusting. Come on, pan to the crowd, cameraman. Let's see.
Goodness. Epic. Epic. Whoa. Wow.
Wow. Yep. No disrespect. It was crazy. Look at this.
Isn't that Mark Kelly?
And they're looking butthurt too. Like, why you got that face? Why you got that stank face? Like, change your face.
Dang.
Oh my gosh. Oh my word.
He's staring him down too.
Yep. Yep. Oh, the head tilt.
What?
That's when you know your mother's real mad.
Wow. This is awesome.
Yep. Amazing.
Okay, this is the longest standing ovation I've seen in a long time.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yep.
That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials.
Look at this
who
broad.
block
Like,
the
can
rule
somebody
of
escort her,
criminal
please?
aliens.
Go back to
In
your
many
country.
cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, get the heck out of here.
Oh, man.
Get the
Rock
heck
is
outta
lunch
here.
tonight.
Let's go. USA.
Wow. That was epic.
I wish I was there. I would be like, get out of here.
And perhaps most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act.
Yep.
To stop illegal aliens and others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections. That cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant. It's very simple. All voters must show voter ID.
ID, yes.
Yep.
Yes, they cannot disagree with this one.
And even 71% of the Democratic base agrees with voter ID.
Yep.
All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote.
Yes, let's go.
And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel.
Yeah.
None.
Well, it should be.
There we go. Yep.
And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%. And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually. Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard.
Oh, yeah. Did y'all hear that?
Wants them to shovel snow,
Yeah.
but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a social security card.
Yeah, he buried himself with that one. I was like, I'm
Yet
so
they
glad he
want
said that.
identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good.
Yeah.
No good.
Exactly.
Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens.
Yes. And not disagree with that one.
Nope.
That's good.
Oh.
And the reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason.
Exactly.
They
Exactly.
make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things you almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated, and their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat.
Oh.
And we're going to
Yep.
stop it. We have to
Yep.
stop it, John.
Yep, let's go.
Oh, my God.
And here is one more opportunity to show common sense in government. In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home after she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland. A left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full-ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle, please stand up.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. That's crazy.
Wow.
Wow.
What's that mean?
Like clapping, but not, with your hands.
And thank you for your great bravery. And who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this? 15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him? But now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states without even telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we've been talking about this? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately. Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy. I'm telling you. They're crazy.
Yo, that is gonna be such a meme. They're gonna clip that and be like, these people are so crazy. That's a great joke right there.
Boy, oh boy. We're lucky we have a country. With people like this, Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Yes, sir.
This is better than the Super Bowl halftime show.
I'm telling you.
No one cares more about protecting America's youth than our wonderful First Lady. Now a movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it? Who would have believed that? Over the past year, she has had an incredible impact championing AI legislation, advancing a landmark executive order on foster care, and helping secure $30 million to launch the Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's a tremendous, really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support. She gets much better bipartisan support than I do. I get none. She gets a lot. Someday you're going to have to tell me how you did that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight we welcome two young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact, Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both, and Melania, thank you. I know how hard you worked on it. Thank you very much.
Darren.
Yeah, it's nice to see him there. Oh, and Ivanka, too. Everybody.
I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God.
Yes,
Tremendous
sir.
renewal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
especially
my.
true among young people, and a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man.
Oh, Lord.
So last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin and martyred, really martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand. Thank you, Erica. Been through a lot. In Charlie's memory, we must all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind.
They cannot disagree with this one.
Yep. You're not a fan of hers.
We love religion, and we love bringing it back. And it's coming back at levels that nobody actually thought possible. It's really a beautiful thing to see. Above all, unleashing America's promise requires keeping our communities safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zarutska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman, Irina, fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget. There were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal, set free to kill in America. Came in through open borders. Mrs. Zarutska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina.
Wow. That's sad.
How do you not stand? How do you not stand? I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there. Starting last summer, I deployed our National Guard and federal law enforcement to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success, New Orleans, Louisiana, big success, and our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no crime anymore in Washington, D.C. How did that happen?
Exactly. Talk about it.
In fact, crime in Washington is now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100% from a year ago.
Wow. He's looking to the other side. That's crazy.
They don't like to hear that. One of the sick people, one of the brave service members who helped achieve this stunning turnaround was 20-year-old West Virginia Army National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service, and her rank was going to be lifted. She was doing so well. They were so proud of her. But the very next day, she was on patrol near the White House when she was ambushed and shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in our country. And all because she wore the uniform of our nation. She was shot. He traveled here because he didn't like people wearing our uniform. He was sick and deranged. Shouldn't have been in our country. Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents, Gary and Eva Lee. Your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great person. I saw reports on her. They've never seen anything like it.
Wow, how sad.
So sorry. Thank you very much. A great young lady. I saw reports that were like, perfect. She was perfect. Serving alongside Sarah that day was Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. The two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance, except his wonderful mother, named Melody, who I spoke to the same night, and she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone, but his mother said, no, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance. She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying, and after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melody? She turned out to be right.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. Wow. That's crazy.
Amazing, actually. I
Miracle.
said, where does this woman
Miracle.
come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death, and we're talking about the edge of death, on his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much. So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and the great family of Sarah Beckstrom with the award created by our late, great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart.
Wow. Oh, my gosh. That's amazing. For her too. Oh, this is so sad. Aww.
We love you all. Love you.
Wow. Yeah,
We're
that's
proudly
amazing.
restoring safety for Americans at home, and we are also restoring security for Americans abroad. Our country has never been stronger. In my first 10 months, I ended 8 wars, including Cambodia. Isn't it funny? 6 people. Cambodia and Thailand. Pakistan and India would have been a nuclear war. 35 million people said the Prime Minister of Pakistan would have died if it were not for my involvement. Kosovo and Serbia, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, the Congo and Rwanda, And of course, the war in Gaza, which proceeds at a very low level. It's just about there. And I want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for your help. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jared.
Wow. Oh.
And I also want to thank the man they report to, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Thank you, Marco. People like you. You know, Marco got 100% of the votes when he was in confirmation. I think our next one was about 54%. And some of the Democrats are now saying, I can't believe we approved that guy. And he said it's an honor that they feel that way, right, Marco? You have done a great job, great Secretary of State. I think he'll go down as the best ever.
He's been good.
Yeah. I wish he was the Attorney General.
Under the ceasefire I negotiated, every single hostage, both living and dead, has been returned home. Can you believe that?
Wow. There you go. That's something you can't disagree with. They should be clapping and standing for that one.
Nobody thought it was possible. Nobody thought that was possible. Both living and dead. And those parents who had a dead son, their boy, they'd always tell me their boy, they wanted him as much as though he were living. That was an amazing period of time. And they came back, and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before them, but I always said those last 20 are going to be very tough, but we got many, many more, hundreds. But I said those last 20 are going to be tough. We got them back. But we only got back 14 or 15 of the dead, of the 28. And believe it or not, Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug, and they dug, and they dug. It's a tough thing to do, going through bodies all over, passing up 100 bodies sometimes for each one that they found. Tough job. And they finally got it back to 27. And then Steve and Jared, they got it back to 28. They found all 28. Nobody thought that was possible, but we did it. And I remember the family of the 28th. They were so grieved, but they were so happy as it's possible to be. They had their boy back. The mother said, "Sir, we have our boy back." What a period of time that was, but we got them all back. So thank you both very much. Great job.
Wow, that's sad. That
And
didn't
we're working very hard to end the ninth war, the killing and slaughter between Russia and Ukraine, where 25,000 soldiers are dying each and every month. Think of that, 25,000
Wow.
soldiers are dying a month. A war which would have never happened if I were president. Would have never happened. As
Yep.
president, I will
Talk
make
about it.
peace wherever I can, but I will never hesitate to confront threats to America wherever we must. That's why in a breakthrough operation last June, the United States military obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hammer.
Midnight Hammer. That's cool. Midnight Hammer.
For decades, it had been the policy of the United States never to allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. Many decades. Since they seized control of that proud nation 47 years ago, the regime and its murderous proxies have spread nothing but terrorism and death and hate. They've killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people with what's called roadside bombs. They were the kings of the roadside bomb. And we took out Soleimani. I did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the roadside bomb. And just over the last couple of months with the protests, they've killed at least, it looks like 32,000 protesters. 32,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is some terrible people. They've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe and our bases overseas, and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America. After Midnight Hammer, they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons. Yet they continue, starting it all over. We wiped it out, and they want to start all over again, and are at this moment again pursuing their sinister ambitions. We are in negotiations with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon. My preference My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen.
There we go. Yeah, can't disagree with that one.
And no nation should ever doubt America's resolve. We have the most powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term. We're going to continue to do so. Also, we just approved a $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong, because hopefully we will seldom have to use this great power that we built together. It's really called peace through strength, and it's been very, very effective.
Yes, it has.
So thanks to Republicans in Congress, we're investing that record number of dollars, have no choice, in the United States Armed Forces. We're also creating a lot of jobs, but we're not even doing it for that reason. Because, as I said, we have more jobs, more people working today than ever before in the history of our country. And NATO countries are friends and allies. They are. They're our friends and they're our allies. Have just agreed, at my very strong request, to pay 5% of GDP for military defense rather than the 2%, which they weren't paying. We were paying for almost all of NATO. Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 4. And getting that 5% was something which everyone said would never be done, could not happen. We got it really easily with one meeting. And big difference between 2% that's not paid. We were paying the freight of many of them. Very few were paid up. Now 5%, then they're paid. And everything we send over to Ukraine is sent through NATO, and they pay us in full. They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is so exciting. And every service member recently. And every service member recently received a warrior dividend of $1,776.
That's cool.
You know, they put it on my desk. We got the money from tariffs and other things, a lot of money we have. We have much more money than people understand. Have to rebuild that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But we got the money, and it was $1,775, and they wanted my approval. And I said, what's the number? $1,775.
Keep saying
I said,
17.
For one more dollar, we can have 1776. It's going to. I said, we're going to figure that. I never asked anybody if we could afford it. One more dollar. I said 1776, and I said that's good. And I'll tell you what, our military. That was 4 months ago. Our military. I never see a person in the military that doesn't thank me for it. So we're honored to do it. They deserve it. And we call it 1776. It was great. And we love our military. We love our law enforcement. We love our firemen. You know, the firemen don't get mentioned enough. We love our firemen. We're also... We're also restoring American security and dominance in the Western Hemisphere, acting to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs, terrorism, and foreign interference. For years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction.
Yes.
Good.
Agree with that one. Can't disagree.
No, she's so cute.
And with our new military campaign, we have stopped record amounts of drugs coming into our country and virtually stopped it completely coming in by water or sea. You probably noticed that. We very seriously damaged their fishing industry also. Nobody wants to go fishing anymore. We've also taken down one of the most sinister cartel kingpins of all. You saw that yesterday. In January.
Yep.
In January, elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders, I won't tell you who, called me and they said, very impressive. They all watched. They saw what happened. This is a different fighting force than we had years ago when we fought to tie. You know, it's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at Space Force. Space Force is my baby, because we did that. My baby is becoming
Look at Mike Johnson laughing behind me. Oh my God, he's hilarious tonight.
And America's armed forces overwhelmed all defenses and utterly defeated an enemy, good fighters, to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice. And this was an absolutely colossal victory for the security of the United States, and it also opens up a bright new beginning for the people of Venezuela. We're working closely with the new president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to unleash extraordinary economic gains for both of our countries and to bring new hope to those who have suffered so terribly. They really did suffer. With us tonight is Alejandro Gonzalez. She grew up in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to her beloved uncle Enrique. But after Enrique ran for office and opposed Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already, with more to come. Alejandro, I'm pleased to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, but he is here tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in person. Enrique, please come down.
Nice.
Wow. Oh my. What a great reunion.
Next to come to the doors will be JFK Jr. Sorry.
Thank you, Enrique. Have a good time. Nice to have you back, Enrique. There were many heroes on that January raid to capture Maduro. Really great heroes. It was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter, a big, beautiful, powerful helicopter. It was a massive Chinook, carrying, as you can imagine, many, many American warfighters. Wearing the dog tags, his wife Amy had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation, protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good? While preparing to land, enemy machine guns fired from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing shots, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful helicopter flight, legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter, to deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about. Then, even as he was gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle, helicopter lands at a steep angle. The machine guns stood right in front of him. They were right in front of him, 2 machine gunners who escaped the wrath of the previous planes. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those lives and souls to face the enemy and let his gunners eliminate the threat. Turned the helicopter around so the gunners could take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard in the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission, probably would have had to maybe cancel the mission if that didn't happen. Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors hinge on Eric's ability to take the searing pain. It was unbelievable what's happened to his legs, of the bullets, and keep on flying and landing, and people knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife, Amy, Eric,
Nice.
and Amy. Come on in.
Oh, man.
Wow, that's cool.
Oh, my word.
That's cool. Good job, pilot.
Wow.
You did a good job telling that story.
Let's go. Put USA in the chat. That's crazy.
So we have a surprise
Purple Heart.
for Eric and Amy. In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now like to ask General Jonathan Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Oh, wow. That's nice. Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah.
That is. That's
USA
good.
in the chat again, guys. This is American pride right here. This is what I'm talking about. Wow. That's crazy. He almost died.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow.
That's cool.
Beautiful.
Well, thank you very much, Eric and Amy. Great to get to know you. I met with them and with a lot of their fellow warriors at Fort Bragg recently.
Oh, Fort Bragg.
You notice the name Fort Bragg. We have it back. We brought it back. We won the First World War with it, the Second World War with it, and then they decided to change the name.
Yeah.
So we changed it back. Everybody wanted to change back too. And 10 of Eric's fellow warriors from that incredible night of victory will also be receiving medals at a private ceremony that will soon be held at the White House. And
Oh, nice.
Eric will be
Very
there.
nice. Yes.
Thank you, Eric. That's a big one. Tonight we've celebrated many truly extraordinary American patriots, but there is one last living legend to honor before we go. He is one more heroic American aviator, Navy fighter pilot. Royce Williams served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions. In the skies over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight of a lifetime, legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets to his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves.
Wow.
He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, another USA in the chat. That's amazing. Oh, this is so beautiful. Oh, this is beautiful. Wow, that's amazing. We're gonna make movies about these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like this is
Oh, yeah.
this is like Top Gun energy right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. 100 years old. That's amazing. He looks pretty good.
Yeah, for 100.
Yeah. All I want to see is USA in the chat.
Hey, look, the left is standing.
Thank you, Royce, and thank you, Eric. I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it, but if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday. But you know, that's our highest honor, Congressional Medal of Honor, and that's a big thing, and it's an honor to be in the same room with you. Thank you both very much, Eric. Thank you. Thank you. 250 years is a long time in the life of a nation, but in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history. Two of the gentlemen we met in the gallery this evening took their first breaths 1 century ago, 100 years before that, on July 4th, 1826, the author of the Declaration of Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson, drew his last breath. Just a single long human lifespan separates the giants who declared and won our independence from the heroes who stand among us tonight. Everything our nation has done, everything we have achieved, has been the work of those few great lifetimes. In those brief chapters, Americans built this nation from 13 humble colonies into the pinnacle of human civilization and human freedom, the strongest, wealthiest, most powerful, most successful nation in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness, settled a boundless frontier, and tamed the beautiful but very, very dangerous Wild West. From empty marshes and wide open plains, we raised up the world's greatest cities. Together, we mastered the world's mightiest industries and shattered history's monstrous tyrannies. And we liberated millions from the chains of fascism, communism, oppression, and terror. Americans lifted humanity into the skies on the wings of aluminum and steel. And then we launched mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and unyielding American pride. We wired the globe with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside, but that great betrayal is over and they will never be forgotten again, because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot.
Yep.
And our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Yes! Oh, that was amazing. Wow.
Look how quick the winds are leaving.
Yep. Like roaches. Oh, you turn on the light. Yes, he did. He brought up Mexico.
10:59 p.m. here on the East Coast. The first State of the Union address of Donald J. Trump's second term is in the books. You saw on the wide shot there. Members rushing for the exits. If they hurry, they can maybe make it in front of the cameras and the iPhones in time for their local news and to get the reaction in. It was an extraordinary speech, the longest to a joint session in history, the longest State of the Union in history.
That's what we thought too.
In some ways, vintage Trump, combative, populist, historic for other reasons as well. The first part of the speech, all about the economy, an issue we know a lot of Americans want to hear about.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Jimmy, for streaming that.
No, why is it still playing? Hang on a second.
Well, it's off for us, so it's just us. I'm going to put the link if anybody wants to join and share your thoughts if you have watched with us. Let's see. I know Bo was in the chat. If Bo can join, click that link. Okay, go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah, that was his second speech. I mean, he gave one March 4th of last year. I don't know why. I don't know why they say it was the first one. That doesn't. Anyway.
I mean, that's what we thought too. Like, I could have sworn that this was Trump's first time since becoming president. I mean, for the life of me, cannot remember last year. I don't know why.
That's when that dude was up yelling with his cane and everything. That was last year, if I do remember correctly. Well, he wasn't up there the year before because that would have been Biden. So
right, that's what I remember.
But that was a good speech. He did a good job. He told the stories well. He didn't fumble over his words. He could actually go off script and be able to form a sentence other than the previous resident. He was combative when he needed to be, and it pointed that out. He threw some punches tonight. And so overall, I thought he did really good. He said a lot of things that no matter whether you're left or right, you could get behind. You know, people surviving traumatic experiences. It was a very good American spirit speech, I thought.
Definitely. Welcome, Bo. It's so great to see you. Thank you so much for joining.
Hey, guys.
What was your take on the speech?
I was surprised he was so blunt
Mhm.
with stuff, but I mean, it's got to a point where it's so ridiculous that I really liked the dynamics of showing the most horrendous things that have happened to Americans, and then the camera would pan, and you would see that only 1/4 of them are standing or clapping.
Yep.
Right.
That's really disgusting to me. It made me really ashamed of them, honestly.
Mhm.
Like the fact, like the one that the little girl, I forgot her name,
Mhm.
but the one that has
Delilah.
been handicapped, and they were
Yeah.
planning to pass that law about her, and then half of them are just sitting there.
Yep. Yep. Mhm. And
I
that's a great moment for them to actually show that it's not all about politics. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things that you can agree on. But even then, they're just so prideful that they would not align with anything that Trump is doing, even for the good. So that's what I got from it.
Yeah, it goes to show you that they just become so disassociated from like the general public that I don't know, like I know that all that was to show you how ridiculous they are, and then he wants to push the voter registration. And when voter registration, if it does happen,
Mhm.
a lot of them are gone.
Oh yeah.
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 So, I mean, I don't know. There's a part of me is like glad, and I think that that's going to happen. But the other part is me is like, when that's going on, only a fourth of them. I mean, if I was to look at it like just
Mhm.
that means only a fourth of us are actually on the right team, and most of them are on the wrong team, and that's pretty concerning, honestly. I mean, imagine you're in a position where like you're in a company or something, and only 1/4 of them are willing to work, and the rest don't. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna fall apart. You can't function like that. That's the part that scares me. And then when other countries are watching this, Russia, China, whoever, and they're like, yeah, you know what? Only a fourth of them are willing to fight. The rest of them are just cowards.
Well, I mean, if folks have been watching this show and watching things I've been talking about for so long, we know that their allegiance, those who weren't standing, and I'm sure there might have been a couple maybe sprinkled through the Republican side. I couldn't really see anything. I didn't see it, but their allegiance is not with America. It's with the whole New World Order, deep state globalist agenda. That's
Yeah.
that's who their agenda goes to. And it's been proven. And it's funny that whenever Trump did throw a punch, I loved it when the cameraman went right to that certain individual, like Omar. When he
Oh
started
yeah.
straight to Omar, I was like, oh my God, give the cameraman a raise.
Yeah.
So that's why they're like that. But the thing is they're not going to be able to win another election if the SAVE Act goes through, or their cheating system is almost annihilated. So they won't win another election for a long time.
I hope that's the case.
I mean,
Yeah.
I told John through our conversations, and I've said it before, but by the time this is all said and done, the Democratic Party will cease to exist as we know it.
I wish that was true. I don't
Yeah.
have the high hopes that you do, to be honest with you, especially with I watched your guys' video, by the way, of last Tuesday
Yeah,
when you guys were talking about Epstein and stuff.
yeah,
And so I because of the health issues, I don't know what's going on. And I saw Andrew Tate, and this is the only thing I've seen today, talking about how nobody cares and everyone's just acting like it's not. I can't tell have they released the documents saying that
Mhm.
they are doing the ritual abuse
yeah,
in the
yeah,
eating of children, and I'm
yeah,
hearing all this stuff, and I'm
yeah.
like, I don't know if it's fake or what
No,
or what's going on.
yeah. Over what was it, 2 or 3 weeks ago, they did release 3.5 million files,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it did list a bunch of different names. I've got something. Let me.
Well, I mean, I've seen that, and I know about that where it's using code words, the
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, is there anything that's like the supposed, like, I'm hearing this, and I don't know if this is true or not. And if I'm
Mhm.
throwing it out because I'm like, why didn't he address this? Because to me, that seemed like that should have been addressed in this speech. 'Cause
Well,
I think that's
I-
strange to me that we're not going there.
I think the purpose of this speech
Hmm.
is to deliver, the State of the Union. That's why it's called the State of the Union.
Yeah.
What does if you want to go with company terms, okay, what's our company look like right now? How's it going? What are we doing?
Yeah, it's not good.
All right. So, well,
No, that's why I had to
I mean,
giggle
if your
because I was
company,
like,
we found
in
out that
some
like
areas, but
all the managers are eating children, like that's not a good
Exactly.
company
no.
logo.
But I don't think that this particular speech
Yeah.
would be the one to talk about that. That's
Right.
my opinion.
It was really good. I'm not trying to bash or anything. I said I don't want to give that opinion. I thought pointing out those things that are going on was really good. I really liked it. I like the emotional aspect that bringing the actual parents there and then letting
Yes.
people see that these are real people, and the scene that Trump reaches out to these real people and actually cares. I think was really good dynamics.
Yeah, well, see, and it totally dispels that theory or that image that the left has painted as Trump as being this horrible man that doesn't care about anybody, that he's so against the people. Tonight's speech destroyed that narrative.
Yeah.
Completely destroyed it. I pulled up a tweet that I got from Paul White Gold Eagle. It was put up 2 days ago, and this might help you out a little bit, Bo. It's been a hell of a few weeks. Satanic pedophile rings are real. Cannibalism is real. Kurt Cobain was murdered. Charles Manson was part of the MK Ultra experiment and used the same techniques on his followers as were used on him. The Iraq War wasn't about weapons of mass destruction. It was a front to steal ancient artifacts related to Gilgamesh. That's another.
Yeah, I know about this.
Yeah.
I told people about this long time.
Yeah, I did too. Trump was an FBI informant against Epstein. Pizzagate is real. Q was right. Epstein didn't kill himself and can still be alive. The FBI erased the jail footage, created a death certificate the day before the death, and wheeled out a stretcher with boxes and sheets. 2020 election was stolen, and the MSM has managed to put the masses in a trance and basically hide all of this with nonstop coverage about one woman going missing last week. We mostly knew all of it already, but watching it being exposed in real time is quite a ride. I'm drained. Good night, my friends.
That
Yeah.
is a lot.
Yeah.
And that all took place in the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
Exactly. That's what I'm
And
trying to say.
Is there
I
any
can't keep up.
arrests taking place? I mean,
Not in America.
Hold on.
There has been a few in the UK.
okay.
I've got something on that too. Hang on a second.
Oh,
A lot of people resigning. The prince from Norway was arrested. The prince in the UK, Prince Andrew, was arrested and released after that. But he's under investigation. And then the prime minister UK also got arrested. I think that was today or yesterday.
whoa. So the European Union is arresting people, but not the
Right.
U.S.
Exactly. So I think that's why
That's
Trump
really-
didn't even bring it up, because we're falling behind when it comes to that. in my opinion.
So I know a lot, and me and John have had this conversation quite a bit because he's like, why aren't people being arrested? And and y'all know where I stand on it. I feel like some of them have already been taken care of. All right. Aside from that point, let's look at what we can actually factually prove. And I want to read this real quick because a lot of this flew under everybody's radar. We have been arresting people. So, for example, since January of 2017, Jeffrey Epstein arrested, dead, allegedly. Ghislaine Maxwell arrested, convicted. Prince Andrew arrested, pending. Les Wexner subpoenaed. Harvey Weinstein arrested, convicted. Nexium sex cult broken up. Claire Brofman arrested and convicted. Allison Mack arrested and convicted. Keith Raniere arrested and convicted. John of God arrested, convicted. Jerry Harris arrested, convicted. George Nader arrested, convicted. I'm just going to say AC. Peter Nygaard, AC. Ed Buck, AC. R. Kelly, AC. Jean-Luc Brunel, arrested, dead. Backpage, seized, shut down. City X Guide, seized, shut down, operator arrested. Kidflix, seized, shut down, 79 arrested. 4 dark web CSAM sites, Operation Grayskull, shut down. 26 arrested, leaders of the 764 arrest pending. Not to mention the non-big name arrests like Operation Restore Justice, 205 arrested, 115 children rescued. Operation Enduring Justice, 234 arrested, 133 children rescued. Operation Relentless Justice, 293 arrested, 205 children rescued. These are just 3 of the most recent large cases from 2025. So
Is this the theory?
no,
that-
this is legit. Everything I just read happened.
Okay.
So you know what that sounds like? Do you remember when we were talking about if you were going to do this, you'd have to go from the bottom and work your way up?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
because that's going to slow down the least amount of like immediate damage to the infrastructure.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I ask you guys something real quick?
hmm
Yeah, because I want to make one more comment about that. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll wait till your comment.
Yeah, let me make this comment real quick. Not only is that slowing down their operation, but they're going at the root of the problem, the money.
Right.
So you think about it, they use Kidflix and those dark things and City Guide and Backpage to do the trafficking. That was something that they used to do the trafficking, and they're making money off of it. So when you think about all these children that have been rescued, that's money in the deep state's pocket.
Right.
That's been taken away. So that's one area where the money is being cut off. The other areas where Trump talked tonight about the fishing in the Caribbean is not so great right now. He's blowing up their boats. So he's stopping the money flow there as well.
Good.
So the deep state is really panicking right now because their money is not like it used to be. And this is why they're trying to go at us, the American people, and raise all our stuff. So Trump is fighting that to get that to come down as well. So that's my comment.
So I don't know if you guys know about this, or I don't know if it's true or not, is what I'm saying, because I've been not with what's going on lately. But like several months ago, Ruby, when I was talking about they were going to expose aliens. Do you guys remember that when I did?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I heard and I've seen some stuff, but I haven't watched any of this stuff. That this was disclosed by Barack Obama by mistake, and that there's been released document. Is that accurate?
Yes, it is accurate.
I believe so. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
he said something about aliens, and the White House press on Air Force One asked Trump about it, and Trump didn't comment on the alien part, but he said, well, what Barack Obama said was wrong. He shouldn't have. He violated.
So that's not exactly accurate then, because he didn't actually say. Because I had seen some things saying that there were documents being released about what we know about extraterrestrial.
Yes, Trump has ordered the release of those.
Okay.
So he has done that, but it hasn't been done yet.
Yeah, so that's going to come out, guys. Just so you guys. I mean, I know I already said this, but I'll just say it again. This is going to come out, and this is going to be connecting to Gilgamesh.
Yep.
And you guys are going to find out what they're going to end up telling you is that aliens are not really aliens from different planets, that they're interdimensional entities.
Yeah.
And that they're.
What's the difference if I don't understand that?
So aliens would be coming from out of our solar system.
Right.
So like think about Star Trek, like Klingons, Romulans.
Right. I never
aliens.
believed that to begin with. So
yeah,
I agree.
So interdimensional beings would be things that are like. Do you know what a pocket dimension is? Are you familiar with the terminology?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay. In biblical terms, when they talk about heaven, first heaven, second heaven, third heaven, is you guys familiar with that? Second heaven, third heaven would be other dimensions. Hell is another dimension. So that's what they're going to talk about. The aliens are not coming from another planet. They're coming from another dimension. So think of a different space-time.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, and then
I believe that a little bit more.
You're going to find out some stuff. That's why there's stuff coming out about the pyramids, and then the. Do you remember the Temple of Babel?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna find out that and CERN are interconnected, and they're trying to open up a portal. This is gonna be the next thing that you guys are gonna hear.
Yeah, I agree with that. I
Okay.
do believe the alien stuff is coming. I want to make a comment. I want to respond to Jane. Where old news, can't sue or jail on that stuff. I'm assuming she's talking about the trafficking stuff. I'm not sure, Jane. Correct me if I'm wrong. But however, there are no statute of limitations on crimes against humanity.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah, well, what they're saying is somewhat true to a certain extent. I can tell you personally through experience that a lot of it is run through the laws of the state, but certain things like the trafficking part, when I can't remember what the law it is, and Jimmy, if you guys remember the one that the first administration that he passed, the one saying that traffickers, their
RICO.
companies and assets. Do you remember?
RICO.
Is it RICO? Is that what it
Yeah.
is? That's one of the only things that allows them to go after them, even though it's outside
Yes.
the jurisdiction of the statute of limitations.
Yep. The RICO Act.
Exactly. And he was the only president to have ever done that. I mean, to my knowledge, have you ever heard of a president doing that before, Trump?
No, he was the only one that did that.
Exactly. And that's what made me a Trump supporter in the very beginning. So I'm walking with Trump right now. I just want to continue seeing results, and then my full trust hopefully will go back into Trump. But right now I'm still on the fence. So
Well,
far, so good.
I tell you what he did to the Supreme Court this week. And
you have to explain that to me, please.
Okay, so here's the deal. So, and then we'll get to Jesse.
Yes, because they ruled against him, so it's making it seem as if they shut him down.
So,
and I want to know, what does that mean?
Yeah. So I watched the mainstream media just to see what they were saying about this. I turned my TV on when I eat dinner, and the first thing pops up is some local news, and they were talking about the tariff thing, and I was listening to it, and I was like, she is literally telling a lie to everybody. She is not painting the whole truth about this story, because all they were running with was the Supreme Court has shot down Trump's tariffs.
Right. That's what I heard.
That's not the whole truth. And I was listening to another podcast that said that, was it 64 to 60? I think it was 64% of Americans only will read a headline and not the whole story.
I'm guilty.
They will only read the headline.
Yeah.
All right. So the real story is this: he was using a law in the IEEPA to be able to do the tariffs.
Okay.
All right. So I'm just going to say it simple form. Supreme Court said you can't use that law to do the tariffs. That's where the mainstream media stopped. Trump said, okay, well, if I can't use that law, let me go back here and use section 301, 230. There was 3 different sections of law that Congress has already passed in previous administrations to be able to do tariffs.
Okay.
So he said, fine, I won't use that one. But like 2 hours later, it was announced that he moved them to those other 3 and then put a 10% increase tariff on it. And I was like, damn, Trump.
Did it pass though?
Oh, it has to, because it's already congressionally approved.
Right,
And
okay.
it's executive branch.
It's an executive decision.
Okay.
Wow. So he kind of fast tracked it.
So,
Right.
so he put an additional 10% on what it originally was.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what?
So, so it's going to be 5%, and then now it's 15%.
Yeah, on the countries that I'm not exactly sure exactly who got the 10% put on them. I don't know the fact on that, but whoever, they got an additional 10% on top of whatever they were paying.
I agree with everything Jimmy's saying. Can I just add something?
Yeah.
I want to add something from a 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s rock and roll flavor to it, what he said.
And you always do. Go ahead. Jesse.
But it's, if you go to YouTube and watch John Cougar's Mellencamp The Authority song, I fight authority, authority always wins.
Right.
In America, we've always been the rebel. Like Marlon Brando. Hey, Johnny, what are you rebelling? I don't know. What do you got? You know, we've always been the rebel. We've been the rebel. And what you see, there's only one man standing in the planet at any given time. There was only one Jesus. There was only one Abraham Lincoln. There was only one Elvis. Right now, there's only one man on the planet, and that's Donald J. Trump. Everybody else is a woman. Robert De Niro is a woman. Everybody is a woman, except us here on the panel, because we're outside of there. But look, what Jimmy said is so true. George Bush, Mitt Romney, John McCain, Barack Obama, Joe Biden would have taken what the Supreme Court said and would have surrendered because they're women.
Yep.
But Abraham Lincoln and George Washington, John F. Kennedy, and Donald Trump, or Ronald Reagan, no, they say, no, that's not good enough. If you watch that video, the little boy, his hero gets knocked out. And everybody on the planet, the generals, the businessmen, the bakers, the churchmen, they're all lamenting his fall, like on Babylon the Great. And as the camera pans out and the little boy goes into the light, he rolls up his sleeve because the fight continues. And that's Donald Trump. He said, not only am I going to exercise my executive branch, you have no dominion over me. And to screw you, I'm going to make them pay everybody 10% more. He's what you call an alpha of alphas.
Yeah.
Everybody else is of the feminine brand.
I want to add to that, Jesse, because oh Lord, every freaking Tuesday I get a train of thought and it just freaking disappears right out of my head.
You need to write it down, Jimmy.
Yeah, and I got a piece of paper right here. I should write it down.
Start writing it down.
Oh God, what was I going to say? Shit.
Something about them being women?
No. Damn it.
Oh,
Carry
man.
on. It'll come back to me.
All right.
Counterculture? Is it counterculture?
Oh, I remember.
Jesus, Jimmy.
Well, you better say it before you forget it.
So just to let you guys know, the Supreme Court is being exposed right now. Okay. Put on your tinfoil hats, y'all, because here we go.
Yeah, get ready.
So yeah, the Supreme Court is being exposed. You're going to find out the foreign entities that have been influencing the Supreme Court. You're going to probably find out about 2 Supreme Court justices that may have to resign in disgrace.
For what?
Let's just say it has something to do with children.
No.
And the 2 justices that we think that it's probably going to be is John Roberts and Amy Coney Barrett.
Okay.
So,
no way. No.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Wait. Okay.
And,
okay, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. And I don't know if any of the viewers ever heard of Kim Clement. He came out in the mid 2000s. He was like prophesying stuff. You know, I don't feed too much into that, but he did say in one of his speeches that there would be 2 justices that will fall. I'll have to find that clip and play it later.
Okay, so I'm a little confused because Trump was the one who put Amy in. So
Right.
why would he put her in if he knew this about her? And I don't
Sacrifice.
Because Trump puts people in the spotlight to be exposed.
but what's the purpose? Because she wasn't in a position of power. She could have been dealt with. So why put her in the biggest offices in the country just to expose her? Like I'm not.
It's a deeper play. It's a deeper play, Ruby.
You know what, Ruby? Jimmy is coming at a different angle that I don't. He knows information I don't have. But I understand he had to play Amy Coney Barrett because it's a game of politics. A Republican president cannot put in a Thomas Sowell. You can't put in a rabid conservative. It'll never get passed through the Senate.
Right.
So they put in somebody who has conservative credentials, like Amy Coney Barrett. She's a Christian. She's a mom. She's a conservative woman. But sometimes things in their past, we're all compromised at sorts. And we're all compromised. All of us are compromised. We're finding out in this dirty world. And some of us are more than others.
No, I'm good.
That's great, Bo. I mean,
I'm not compromised.
That's amazing.
Sorry, Jess.
Yeah, the more information is going to come out about these Supreme Court justices. So we can just mark this date down that I talked about this because And Jesse's right. You do have to play the game. You have to play the game within their system. You have to use their system to your advantage.
Yeah, look at it in here in electoral politics in our town. You have Democrats running as Republicans, and you're having that all over Arizona, and you have that all over the country.
It's happening in North Carolina.
Yeah, it's happening everywhere. It's happening. So remember that line he threw? It wasn't a throwaway line when he said, "You guys can't win without cheating." And one of the ways they cheat is they become wolves in sheep clothing.
Yeah.
They play the part that they're Christian. They tell everybody that they're conservative, that they're fiscal hawks, and then it turns out they're like Thune, the senator that's in charge of the Senate. He should be the leader. Or look at the Department of Justice lady. What's her name? Pam Bondi.
Oh, yes.
Okay, what would you think?
Almost there.
Yeah.
What would happen if it was that other guy that was the first Department of Justice?
Yeah, Matt Gaetz, wasn't it?
Gaetz.
What would happen?
Yeah.
What would be the difference?
Major
Gaetz,
difference.
But we couldn't get Matt Gaetz through. We couldn't get him through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was compromised in a lot of ways too.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So,
Like let's say you go to dinner and you have an alcoholic drink and a DUI, but you're a very conservative person. You're very then you lose moral fiber. What we're finding out, people in service, for example, if you're a priest and you're preaching the gospel, but you're cheating on your wife, you're compromised.
Exactly. No, I know. And you see, this is why when people be running for office and they say these things, that they're Christian, that they're traditional or whatever, that's where my red flag goes. Because if you really are that, let me ask you a couple of questions and then I'll find out whether or not you're telling the truth. And most people cannot discern that. But for some reason, I feel like I'm pretty good with that recently. You know, like my eyes have been opened so much more that I don't play that no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I ask those hard questions. Like when we did the interview with Asan Jordan, remember Jimmy?
Yeah.
I did that interview with that guy and I was asking him those types of questions. Like, are you married? Do you have kids? Like, you know, these are the type of questions that opens up the conversation for that. And based on his answers and his vibe, especially to a woman, I can gauge whether or not this guy is the real deal or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that's just me, but that's how I would do it. I would call these people up and ask them questions. And as soon as I got one of the red flags, I'll be like, all right, thank you. Have a great day. You know, like I already know what's up.
You know what? I was sitting here thinking. I was thinking, why does our religious affiliation, why is that even a factor when you're trying to elect somebody to represent the country? Because
major factor.
But
one of the most important things on my list.
But here's the thing, though. Go with what I'm saying. If you actually love the country and you want to protect the Constitution, your actions and your decisions that you've made in your political career will show whether you're for America or not, more than whether you are a Christian, a Buddhist, or whatever.
I disagree.
I agree with Jimmy on that.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
I'm just thinking, because if there was somebody who came from, let's just use an example. I know this is going to be kind of.
You can use Mendami as a perfect example. You can't do what you just said and be a Muslim at the same time. You can't do it. It's incompatible.
Well, that's because he doesn't love our country.
Yes.
I don't care whether he loves it or not. The whole basis of his worldview is incompatible with our country.
I agree. But let's just say this. What if his view was not like that and was for America, was for the Constitution, was for the people? Then I wouldn't give a rat's ass if he was Muslim or not, as long as he assimilated to the American way of life.
A secularist.
You know,
and I disagree with that as well, because they have it.
But the problem is with the Muslim example, they have their own agenda, and I don't think you're going to find too many that are going to be in that position of power that are going to change from what their true agenda really is.
You know what? Let me explain it, Jimmy. I love baseball. The World Series was great, but there was a great gentleman by the name of Ted Williams, and they asked him if he was the greatest, and he goes, "What did he want out of baseball? What did he want?" He goes, "When I go down the street, I want the little boy to point at me and goes, 'There goes the greatest baseball player that ever lived.'" And that's how we were raised as Christians. We're not supposed to wear it like if we're some kind of priest or an elder. You're supposed to live a quiet life
Discreet.
and let other people go, there goes a Christian man.
Right.
Not because of the judgment or the religion that you're preaching on it, but the way you lead your life. I think, Jimmy, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, because you think about it. I mean, the country was built on, immigration. People came here. So, but they assimilated to the American way of life. They loved the Constitution. We had people coming, Protestants, Catholics, Buddhists. Everybody wanted to come to America back then.
But it was majority Christian. Let's just remember that. And that's why it was easier for them to assimilate to
But
our
all
society.
all I'm saying is, why is that? There should be a separation. In my opinion, I believe there should be a separation. Your religious beliefs and everything should be your own personal thing. Why do I have to let everybody know I'm a freaking Christian? Vote for me. Whereas
it's not that you're running with that, but it's definitely an important factor because you're
For some.
going to vote for
For
somebody
some.
who's going to represent you. A Muslim cannot represent me. An atheist cannot represent me. So when you're talking about the
get that.
majority of this nation, you want somebody who's going to represent you correctly, and only a Christian can do that, and only a real Christian can do that.
I'll disagree with that, because I don't think only Christians can represent an American way of life.
And I would disagree, and I would say yes
Wait a
because.
minute. Hold on. Like-
Go ahead, Bo.
Yeah, what do y'all think?
Well, first off, okay, Christian apologetics, the idea of freedom of religion is contradictory to Christian belief. So Christian belief from Christian apologetics is that Jesus is the way to heaven, period.
Yeah.
So you can't go from that. You can't go left, right, do whatever.
There is only
You
one
have to
true
stay
God.
there.
Correct.
Like, am I correct? That is the apologetics, right?
Yes, and every other god is false. So if I'm going to
Yeah.
vote for somebody, why would I vote for somebody who worships a false god? You see, that's very important in politics, especially since our government and our politics are all based on Christian values. So that person, to represent me correctly,
But you have the
have
freedom
to
of
be Christian.
religion, though. And if you're a Muslim, that's different. If you're Hindu, that's
Then
totally
you're not
different.
fit for office. You can practice your religion in privacy,
Well, I
but
know,
you are not
but
fit for office.
America says that you have the right to whatever religion,
You
the
have
wrong
that
ones,
right.
if
But
you
we're
want
talking
to.
about voting for somebody.
Yeah.
You can do that in your own home. Yes, I understand the freedom to do that. But we're talking about voting for somebody, and somebody who's running for office to be a representative of a district or a state or something like that, or especially president. Absolutely not. You need to be Christian.
So this is a very interesting conversation. But let's say with myself, okay? Everybody knows where I stand with America, okay? I love the Constitution. I want the best for this country and everything like this. But I don't identify myself as a Christian per se, as the secular meaning is, the secular meaning for it. I don't identify that way, but I do honor Jesus as being the Savior and everything like that. That's two different things right there. So just because I don't assimilate to the Christian ideology that there is today, would that make me unworthy to represent my district or state as I want to uphold the Constitution?
I think we have a different opinion, but this is the beauty of America. For example, the way Ruby said it was black and white. I kind of in the gray area. I would vote for you, even though you're not Christian, and I believe a Muslim has a right to hold office, Confucius, Buddhist, Scientologist, but follow me. I would never vote for a Muslim or a Jew, and I'm going to make that confession. I would never vote for them.
Amen.
Never.
I would agree with that.
Amen.
But I believe they have a right. Like Chuck Schumer has a right. I believe your religion does not disqualify you. Constitutionally speaking, religion cannot disqualify you.
I disagree.
Exactly.
Sorry, I disagree because just like
It would be thrown out in the Supreme Court. You cannot discriminate because of somebody's religion.
I mean, I don't care. I still would do it.
I wouldn't vote for them, but he has the right.
Yeah, that would depend on the public and the people. They would have to say, all right, we know where this
Right.
person stands. Do we really want him in office? Do we want him representing us?
Exactly, which is why Mandani is a perfect example of that, because the people of New York have voted for that, whereas that would never fly in my state. So that's just a great example. But me personally, when I describe politics and things of that nature, like I explained to Leonard last week, the whole premise of freedom of religion was based on Christianity. They were not writing that thinking that there was going to be millions of other types of religions coming to this country. They were writing that to have freedom of the Christian denominations, to be Protestant and etc. in America. That did not extend to all these other religions that are incompatible with our society. And
You know what,
that's
Ruby?
my-
I've studied that, but let me just throw this angle at you. In the
Mhm.
long history of America and the founding of our fathers, 260 years, 270 years, Boston and Massachusetts, Virginia, and other states were more patriotic than New York. If you remember, Washington had to leave New York, where in other states, the patriots defended, like at Bunker Hill, the shot heard around the world. Patriots were putting up a defense against King George. But in New York, they backstabbed Washington. Nobody stood up and defended Washington. There's still some fences in New York City where the bullets went through. And remember, they killed Nathan Hale there. Nobody went out to rescue Nathan Hale in New York City. So there's some kind of spirit in New York that we can identify. That the problem is not the Constitution; it's the people that voted for Mamdani.
Exactly.
So I think it's a temperature gauge of the city of New York. Something is
Right.
up with New York City.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Immigration problem. I mean, that's just the truth. If all of those people were not in this country, they wouldn't even have that type of influence. And just the city itself is immoral. You see, this is why. And
They're apathetic and indifferent.
right. So unfortunately, New York is the new Sodom and Gomorrah, and they will pay that price. But when I'm looking at my worldview and politics, especially in politics, it goes hand in hand with the Bible. And it is our responsibility to take care of that with our vote. Go ahead, Bo.
I was just gonna say, Ruby, I wanted to argue with you, to be honest with you, and then I'm starting to swing that way because what you just said does make a lot of sense to me. Because the reason the corruption is getting as bad as it is in these places is because of all these foreign entities, and all these foreign
Exactly.
entities, they have these foreign gods and foreign belief systems that allow these things that we don't accept as
Exactly.
a nation, which was based on fundamental. I don't care. I know the argument or whatever, but realistically, most of the country was a form of Christianity during that time,
Exactly.
and so that is how the laws were set. And I know that
Mhm.
schools are teaching that is not the case, and it was secular when it's a total lie. And
Right.
and I'm one of those people that as an atheist debater, I would hear that, but I knew that wasn't true, and I would call people out on that, that's not really true. That's not true.
Exactly. Even
But
our state constitutions have
young
Christian.
people don't know that. They don't see it because it's being changed, because they don't read books. Everything's on the
Exactly.
internet, and everything's getting altered. I'm trying to work on that presentation. Things that I see and know, I have a really hard connection. They're altering stuff, and that you can't get to the data, and they're
Exactly.
changing it. And I'm like, it's really aggravating. So I
Right.
can see your point that they're almost like a cancer.
Exactly.
this-
Infecting our nation.
And
Yep.
this is nothing new, because we do know that the Muslim agenda to take over the West has been in play for 1,000 years. Think about when they go back to Rome back in the 700s, in the 1600s, and 14 and 16. They were always battling to try to take over Europe because they wanted to get rid of the Christian way of life.
Exactly.
So, I get what you're saying. I think the only thing with me is I know the Muslims and the Jews, they have their own agenda. I don't see them changing at all, especially the extreme ones. But for me, I think there's just a little difference there, because if you're upholding the Constitution and you're upholding everybody's freedom to speak, freedom of religion, whatever, then to me, if you're doing that, I don't have a problem with your religion.
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe you were Muslim, maybe you were that extreme Muslim like Mamdani, but maybe you brushed that off and you worship a different Muslim way. I don't know. I'm not Muslim. So
That never happens. I mean, that's an optimistic way of thinking about it, but that never happens, and they will fail you every single time, and then it will be your fault.
There's a lot of people
disappointed.
that are Muslim that have come over. I mean, I
Yeah.
know a lot of Muslims.
Yeah, that's
and
what I'm saying.
They come over and like that. Usually, what happens is their parents are traditional, then the kids get Americanized,
Yeah.
and there's going to be issues there. But I mean, sometimes they just. I mean, my experience with family member or not family members, family friends that are Muslim and stuff, is that their kids are pretty similar to my own kids. But there are certain traditions, like for an example, like if I feed them when they come over, I can't give them meat unless it's done in a certain spiritual way.
Right.
So I have to do vegetarian meals for them because they don't eat meat. But then again, like they don't do everything that traditional Muslims do. A lot of the stuff that's Americanized, but there's this blending that that happens with the youth. But sometimes it goes the other way because I know my brother dated a girl who's a Muslim. She was, doing American things, and the family tried to kill her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think,
and that's the kind of stuff that I see Ruby talking about. That those kind of people can't be here. They have to leave.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Exactly.
And you know what? And to add to what Bo said, let me just add another problem is with our Democrat brothers and sisters who are atheists. I love atheists. Some of the greatest conversation a Christian can have is with an atheist. It really expands the mind and puts you to think because they're great questions. But one of the things about them, the brothers in the left, is that they will never attack Christianity, Islam or Judaism, like they attack Christianity.
Oh, no.
And when you call them on it, when you put them, like for instance, the call to prayer in New York City today, where are the atheists and the Democrats complaining? If that was Jerry Falwell every day, they'd be hanging that guy. I mean, if it was a Christian doing that,
if this would have been 10 years ago, they would have done that. But the atheist movement, I was part of it for 20 years. It got taken over and it's owned completely by the occult. Your mainstream atheists are all occultists. I won't say their names, but I know it for a fact. Like I can literally tell you, most of them are. There's a few of them. Like there's a few real big names that, like Richard Dawkins is not. Okay. But
what about
some of these
Ronald
other
Reagan
guys,
Jr.?
Huh?
What about Ronald Reagan Jr.?
I don't know.
Because he wears his underwear so tight. I mean, you could feel it all the way over here into Arizona. I mean, that guy hates Christianity.
Do you know Christopher Hickens?
Yes.
I would say that he was one of those people that isn't and had nothing to do. He's one of the people that actually attacked the occult harder than anyone I've ever seen.
Now, I believe I'm not educated in the occult, but I do study the Marxism, and the Marxism has taken over Islam in the United States and atheism. They've partnered like a Soviet. Like
you're right.
Union,
they're taking over. When woke agenda took over, the woke took over the atheist movement, like their companies and everything. Their board of directors, the owners, everything. If you even say something that doesn't go with the woke agenda, you're gone. You're terminated.
Yeah.
And that could all be avoided with Christian nationalism, which is why I am one. Go ahead, Jimmy.
I guess the point that I was trying to make is, we've talked about, when we talk about countries like Russia or China, and and we say, oh, all Russia's bad or all China's bad, and then we've pointed out that, hey, there's two different types of Russia. There's deep state Russia, there's the real Russian people, there's the CCP, and there's the PRC, just like we have here in the United States. We have the deep state, and we have those who love the Constitution and American. Okay. I think my point is, I don't think we can put, personally, all Muslims in one category. Because I'm sure there are Muslims out there that are in America that love America, love the Constitution, and they are not in the same camp as Mamdani or Omar. I'll do some research on that, see if I can find some stats.
I can tell you right now, yes, they are, and I don't care. And I don't have a problem saying that.
All right. So All right.
Oh, my neck.
Hey, you know what, Jimmy? Jimmy,
But
let
y'all
me get a
understand
little-
what I'm saying, right?
Yes, but let
I
me
get you, but you're so
me get a-
optimistic. In the real world, that does not exist.
Let-
As soon as you turn your back, you will get stabbed, and that's what
Let
I'm
me-
saying. I want to prevent that. Go ahead, Jesse.
Jimmy, this is the burden we carry. Let me get a little romantic. As true Americans, and lovers of freedom, that's the burden we're going to carry. That's the burden. In a free society, we'll always have people who hate us as founded. And because we're such an open, loving, we're such a generous, welfare-oriented, that there's going to be thieves. There's going to be people who come here to abuse the system.
Right.
They will abuse of the nobility of the grandiose of the American system, American way of life.
But that's because they allowed that to happen. So I'm sorry. That to me is manufactured.
It's a burden we carry.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Ruby.
It doesn't have to be a burden. So that's what I'm saying. Like, no, we need to stop cutting these games of trying to be a nice guy and close our borders, deport everyone. And if you're not Christian, you're not running for office, and I'm not voting for you. So,
Hey,
I mean,
Ruby?
it's very simple. Yep. Mhm.
Can I ask you a Christian question?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so the reason I'm asking is, you gotta remember, like, I've converted, and it's like 6 months. So Christian apologetics is not my specialty. Okay.
Me neither. Mhm.
So okay, so the preacher is talking about how the job of a Christian, the one actual job, the only job you have, is to preach the word to whoever. So if Muslims are coming into America, they don't have the word. You have an opportunity to give them the word that they would never see, because obviously it's not allowed in their country. So from a Christian apologetics only, shouldn't you want them to come here so then you can save their souls?
Mm,
Good
Or am I
point.
misunderstanding? Remember, I'm not saying this is how it is. This is my interpretation, and I'm new, and I want to know because you know more about Christian apologetics than I do.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but the best way I can answer you is I would say no, because that doesn't necessarily mean that they will accept that. So even if they do hear the truth or the gospel, whatever you want to call it, and they still reject it, then they're already over here. No, I am a closed border entirely. Like I'm zero immigration. I don't care if it's legal or illegal. I don't care what
Okay.
religion you're from, what country you're from. It doesn't matter to me. And that, I mean, honestly, that would have to be up to God. Whether he wants to draw them to him, they will be drawn wherever they are in the world. That doesn't mean they have to come into my country and infiltrate my society to do that. They can get Christianity anywhere in the world.
Okay.
But that was a great question. But you see, we have to fix our country first. Like I've said this since day one, season 1, 2, and 3. I've always said this. We need to shut everything down and have a complete reset of literally everything, and just enforce the laws that we already have. Like we have a lot of Christian-based valued laws that are just not being enforced, especially in the South. So it's like we would be better off as a society just enforcing the laws that we already have. And then we can think about whether or not it's good for our country to open it up again, because in my opinion, it's not. So we would never open it up again. Our children would have those jobs, and their children would have those jobs, and they would inherit what we build. Why are foreigners inheriting that American dream? Absolutely not. I would.
Well, that's all, like you said a second ago, Ruby, it's all manufactured because that's what the deep state wanted to do. That was the whole plan behind the Great Replacement. Because they wanted to pull all these people in to replace all of us. And that's what I like about Trump, is the fact he's like, yeah, we're not doing that. He's like, this whole DEI thing, we're done with that. These borders being open, we're closing that crap down too. And we're making sure that the people that vote in our elections are legal citizens to be able to vote, so they can't, the deep state can't cheat.
Yeah.
But you see, Trump says a lot of great things. And even though he claims to be Christian, I'm sorry, in my opinion, he is not. And that's also another issue that I have with all of this, because even though he's a great president and everything, it would be even better for me, in my personal opinion, if he was a Christian. I know the governor race in Florida right now, this great guy, James Fishback, he's saying a lot of great things. I mean, he says a lot of things that I agree with. But is he a real Christian? I don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
That's where our view. That's where our views differ on that. See, because that's a main thing. That's a main thing for you, is that they have to be Christian. for me, my main thing is if you're going to uphold the Constitution and serve your people and do right by America, then okay, I'm cool with you. That's
Yeah. And you know what? I don't like this term, the real Christian. That's something that the Jehovah's Witnesses instilled in us. You know, there was a time when Jesus was preaching with his apostles, the 12 and his disciples, and the disciples got jealous because there was another group of disciples. I forget what happened.
I was just thinking that, Jesse.
And Jesus, and they go, look, they're preaching in your name, and in your name they're doing things. And Jesus said, leave them alone. What is it to you? What is it to you?
Yeah, but they were preaching in his name. So they, in my opinion, they would be considered Christians because they did believe in Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior.
That is
and
the
they
beauty
were
of Jesus.
doing works in his name.
All of us who have Jesus, and we believe in the great irony of Jesus, that the last shall be first, the first shall be last. Stop judging. There's a beautiful thing in Jesus. If you just use Jesus's words and not Peter's and Paul's, just Jesus's words, we stop judging. We stop worrying about
everybody's words. And there's also scriptures talking about we judge one another as well. You cannot call yourself a Christian and be immoral or be pro-abortion.
Of course.
You know, be adulterous or fornication or doing drugs or
but Ruby,
like there's a list of things.
Remember how far Peter fell? He was so sanctimonious. Surely I'm a real follower of yours.
I get that.
He was the first one to dodge and leave sin.
And he was.
That's like all these Americans that say, you know, if the Nazis were here, I would do this. You would be the first one wearing a face mask. You would be the first one doing Heil Hitler. You know what? It's better just to be a little modest.
And I agree with that. But like I said, when I'm going to go to vote, those are the things that are important to me as a voter. So when I'm listening to when these people talk in interviews or when they're running their campaigns, that's what I'm trying to listen to. Is he married? Is he faithful to his wife? Do they have children? Do they uphold traditional values? Does he go to church? Like is he a real Christian in those sense? Because if he's not, and he claims that he is, I'm not voting for him, even though he says all the right things.
That's why I voted for Donald Trump. Because he cheats on his old lady, because he cusses, because he
absolutely not.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Because there's a lot of room for redemption.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of room for Christian.
And that's between him and God. That doesn't mean I'm going to vote for him as a fornicator.
Okay, hey, let's bring this back around here.
No, this is very important because people like me who claim to have those types of morals and standards, we're the ones who get called as judgmental. We're the ones who get called like, oh, you're not supposed to be a Christian nationalist. You're supposed to accept everybody. And it's like, no, no. We need to start turning over that leaf where we demand standards, where we demand answers, so that if I'm going to put you in that chair, in that office, you're going to do right by me and by God. And you're only going to do that if you have a sense and a fear of God. And these people do not fear God. And that's why we have corruption in this country.
Yeah.
Jimmy, look at John F. Kennedy. They were afraid. They were afraid that his religion, he was the first Roman Catholic president.
Right.
They were afraid that his religion, that he was going to be allegiant to the Vatican. Right. But with his life and his everything, he showed that his allegiance was to America first.
Right.
Of course, he liked the strange when it came to women, but that he was getting some side trim on the side there, but better than Bubba. But at least he had allegiance to the flag.
Yeah, horrible, but you're right.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You know, JFK, you know, everybody when everybody thinks about JFK, they think about his Catholic roots and that he was real religious and he was a Christian.
Right.
Okay.
But I would rather him as a Catholic than an atheist or a Muslim or anybody else, because his values align more with mine to represent me in my country, my nation. We're not talking about all those other religions
people
and
that
those
represent yourself.
We get you, Ruby. I'm with you on that.
But going back to JFK, you know, his, like Jesse said, his main concern was he loved America and he stood for the Constitution. And that's, for me, that's who I would vote for, somebody that said they would do that and had proof through their history, their track record, that they were upholding the Constitution and loved America. So I would make sure that whoever's running or whatever, make sure that they don't have an agenda to destroy America from within, like we have seen over the last 40, 50 years. So yeah, I mean, you just got to get people to love this country in here. JFK was a normal man, had an affair with that bad blood.
And God. You see, we're living in a godless nation, and that's the majority of our issues.
I agree with that.
Yeah, so I would bring it back to God, bring it back to the Bible. We would fix so many things in our society. Morally, we would have more marriages, we would have more families, we would actually advocate for that, for to buy a house and have children and get married, and that, in my opinion, would be the best society to flourish. And that's what America is supposed to be.
I agree with that. And that's what we have said, time and time again, that this is a spiritual battle. This is between good and evil. It's not between left and right.
Exactly.
This is a spiritual war. We're in a spiritual battle right now. And I think this is why the whole alien thing was such a hush-hush situation. Because if you come out, all right, 10 full hats on, folks. If you come out, I'm going to get one. I'm going to make one. I'm gonna make me one. So when we get to that part of the show, I'll just stick it on there. But they may not want that information coming out about aliens, whether they're from outer space, other dimensions. That's up for argument. But it will prove that if those things are real, then that means that there is a God or a source of some kind.
And that the Bible is real. I mean, we have to start telling the truth. If you don't want to believe that, that's fine. But just because you don't believe it doesn't mean that it's real. Doesn't mean that the Bible is real. Doesn't mean that Jesus is real and that he's coming again. You said you need to get right by God. And then your country starts getting right. And that's what I'm talking about.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because if they start releasing information about things, and those things, people realize those things are demons, and then demons are real, then that immediately means that God's real, and then that's going to throw a huge wrench into all their neat little plans. And then people are going to start realizing, hey, what is this symbol? What is that symbol? Why did that symbol come from? What is this? Why are you doing that?
And there's the irony. There's the irony. We always thought it was different. Everything in life is irony. Yeah. For example, when we were kids and there was Red Dawn, when I was a kid, I thought Red Dawn that the communists were going to come to America. That's the way we were taught.
Yeah.
We voted them in. That's the irony. That's we went over there to fight them, but then our children vote them in. And the same thing with the demons and the extraterrestrials. They thought, the atheists thought, that if they could bring these extraterrestrials, it will prove that there's life out and that religion is fake. But Bo is saying here it's different. It's different. If they can show these interdimensional beings, then there's a spiritual realm. We're not just a physical realm.
Yep.
And people would start believing in that again. That is not just a story. It's not just fake. And then everybody's gonna start coming to Christ in millions. Converting.
When it talks about a spiritual realm, it trips me out because they do say that cats can sense the spiritual realm. And there'll be times I'll be sitting out on the swing with Skitty, and all of a sudden she'll just turn her head and start staring. I'm like, what in the hell are you staring
Lots
at?
of animals. Yeah, lots of animals have like that sense.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep. Well, it's midnight, guys. So if any last words, final thoughts, let me know how you're feeling. But I think this was a really great State of the Union. He gave a lot of honorary things. Like that was amazing. I don't think I've ever seen that much being done for people. Recognition, giving their stories and everything like that. Like the veterans, like, oh my God, that really touched my heart. That was patriotism right there. That was, nationality, like national pride. In my opinion. So I loved it tonight and I had such a great time with you guys. Thanks for joining. Anybody else can go.
Hey, Ruby, you want to cue up the outro song for tonight? We'll give our last thoughts. And then we can do that. Go to my YouTube page, and we did Clock is Ticking last week. Let's do Wide Awake. Wide Awake for the close tonight, if that's okay.
Okay, somebody else can give your final thoughts while I'm looking up this stuff.
Go ahead, Gigi. What's your final thoughts on tonight? Jesse.
I just wanted to say that on the Epstein thing, just real quick.
We'll get back to that next week too.
Okay. I was thinking, this is one of the reasons I never fully embraced Jehovah's Witness religion, even though I was an elder, even though I was a lifelong member. There was a Bible verse that we always preached that it said that they got drunk on the blood of the saints. So I never believed in their teaching, their dogma of Babylon the Great being the worldwide empire false religion. I really believed it had to be something different because it says they got drunk with the blood of the saints.
Mhm.
And these things are coming true today. There's people, there's theories or rumors, whatever you want to call it. People were getting drunk with innocence, with innocent life. And see, that goes against the irony of irony. What we were taught in our religion is 100% not true. The opposite is true.
Yep.
Yep.
My closing statement is that I really think that Trump's speech was trying to bring people together. That leftist that is not on that total drains crazy side, and he's trying to show you that there are more of us than them, and that them, unfortunately, are the ones in power right now. We need to get them out. I really think that was the whole point of the speech.
Yeah.
That's why they showed you the callback when you know we should be clapping, and then you see them standing there.
Yeah. Did you see their faces? Like that really bothered
You
me
can
because
see
I'm like,
the
why you have such a
anger.
stank face? Exactly. Like, what is that? That is such negativity, hatred. Like, and now that we know the BS behind the scenes, it's like that's demonic because we know that they're into that stuff. So when he's giving all these praises of how great our country is doing, and he did even mention Christian things within that speech, they hated it. Like you could see them. And I don't know, to me everything is just really like biblical if you really pay attention to things, if you really pay attention to that spirituality part of everything, because yes, it does matter. And this is why I take politics even more serious than I ever did before, is because those people who are in office, you don't know what the heck they're into, what they're doing behind closed doors. But at least when you go to vote for them, at least I could give myself a little bit peace of mind if I know that they actually love God, they are Christian, and they believe in Jesus Christ. Like that's what it is for me. Oh, look at Jesse. Can you stop playing with me? What are you doing?
Oh my God. I wanted to point out something because since we're on this subject of biblical stuff and saying, it's a fight against good and evil, just so you guys know, there are at least 10 posts on the Q drops that reference biblical. Biblical, it's going to be biblical. It's going to be biblical times. Those two souls which have a biblical nature, that's something else. Children of light, we are living in biblical. So Q has made the reference that we are living in what could be biblical times. And and what does biblical really mean? Biblical means that it's going to be something that no one is, they're not going to be able to run from the information. They're
Or
not
deny
going to be able to bury their heads into the sand and ignore stuff. You got too many people out there right now that are wanting to bury their heads in the sand with the Jeffrey Epstein files because it's so horrific that for a human being, it's almost unimaginable to think that this type of evil could be going on.
Right.
The Bible does say that towards the end times that we would become like Noah's day.
Exactly.
We're coming closer and closer to that, and it's getting weirder and weirder. Child sacrifice. The next thing we're talking about creatures from other dimensions.
But see, I see this thing, so don't know, not more end times thing. When I get that, I get why he's saying that because it all, that all triggers us. But let's look at it this way. It's an end of the rule that these deep state players and their entities and their little puppets have had over the people. That's what's coming to an end. That tyranny is coming to an end, and it's being shown piece by piece. It has been for 8 years. And so you get rid of all that tyranny, all that corruption, you expose it. Yeah, then we can be living, all of us, a better life.
Right. And when I think of that term like biblical, to me, it's almost hand in hand with prophetic. It's like a pattern of things. And when you do look at the Bible, like what Bo said about Noah's day, that's exactly what Noah was going through. It's almost like a pattern. Time and time and again, history has shown that evil will come back. It'll start up again. but then God handles it at the end. So even though he made a promise with the rainbow that he would never flood the earth again, he didn't say anything about fireballs. So
No, he didn't.
let's be exactly. So let's be careful here. You know what I'm saying? Like this is why you have to take it seriously. Like I said, whether you believe in the Bible or not, it doesn't mean that it's not true. So until we see something happen, or if nothing happens, that will tell you everything that you need to know. But at least you know that you're right with God, or that your creator.
And I'll tell everybody, and Bo's already looked at this too, but if you haven't read the book of Enoch,
yes, me and Tony have talked about this. We have to read the book of Enoch. And there's a lot of other books that are not like, I think in the Protestant Bible, I think, there's more books that are counted.
Enoch is amazing. It will blow your mind what's in the book of Enoch. No wonder they didn't want to put that in the regular Bible.
Gilgamesh, the Apocrypha of Moses, the Book of Jubilee, the life of Adam and Eve, all this stuff. There's so much hidden information in those things.
Yeah.
And Revelation almost didn't make it. Like, so Revelation made it, but that's how like powerful even Revelation is. So that's exactly what that's my New Year's resolution. I'm going to read more books. Remember when I said that I wanted to read more books? Well, I'm going to read more Bible books because
I just don't have time to read a bunch of books.
Like maybe like an audio book. So it's reading it to you while you're driving or while you're doing something.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Well, next week, what, Justin?
Can I just throw one thing at you? Yeah. The importance of reading the Bible stories that Ruby just mentioned too, and I think Bo did too when he was talking about what he's learning. Is remember the Bible story of the split the baby in Solomon's day?
Of course.
Yeah.
That's how I use me and my brother Gilbert. We always, if we want to see, and I'm sorry, Ruby, I'm going to be a hypocrite. If you're a real Christian or if you're a real American.
No, that just proves my point that the term is correct. If it's true, it's true.
Split the baby. When a person votes against America, when a person badmouths America, and then the other person tries to tone him down and go, no, and they continue, they're splitting the baby because they're a counterfeit. And so I think that the stories that were in the Bible, they were all supposed to help us to understand what we're going through. So a lot of people think it's just about preaching the gospel. No, the Bible was there to instruct us as we're being tested. In a lot of ways, like splitting the baby. The counterfeit mother, King Solomon wasn't wise. He just used common sense. He goes, hey, this lady ain't the real mother. This woman right here who's willing to sacrifice her baby, she's the real mother, because a loving mother would never hurt the baby.
Exactly.
And so everybody said, oh, he's a wise king. He was just using common sense.
Yeah. Thank you, Jesse.
I've got to go, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, thank you,
All right, so I was going to answer
much.
the question about the but hey, glad to see you, buddy. But we're going to answer one question for you. Next week will actually be the 50th episode that me
we're going to have to explain this part.
Real quick. All right. So next week, next Tuesday night will be the 50th episode Ruby and I have done together.
Right, with Jimmy Bell.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as I came on as a unwanted co-host at the unexpected co-host, I just made myself the co-host
50 times.
Yeah. So
Okay.
But now Ruby, she had the show on before I joined, and she did many episodes before I joined her.
Yeah.
So that's why we have a 100th episode in April
and a 50th
episode
next week.
Next week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we're going to be celebrating those two together. So that'll be cool.
Are you doing both of them on the next week?
No, we're just doing the 50th.
That's the 50th next week. And then in April is the 100th episode of the UPC.
I with all the stuff going on, it's been all crazy. But Ruby, I did finish all those presentations.
Awesome.
Nice.
But what I do, Ruby, is I think I will send them to you.
Yes.
And have you review them first before I show them on your channel, because some of the stuff is pretty dark.
I say show it all.
Yeah. Definitely.
Well,
I mean, I don't care what
it's your show, and I just wanted to. I mean, I just want to do what you want to do because this is your guys' show and you're giving me this opportunity to share this with your audience. I can do the presentation if you want when the time comes, when you want to
Yes.
do it, and I can just do
Yes.
it and you can all see it firsthand and
Yeah.
experience it yourself.
Yes, we could do it
Or-
live. Do
Okay,
it live.
or I could
Yeah.
give the information to you, you can look at it and see if you're okay with it.
Here's my opinion. Bo's been
Mm-hmm.
really good at this stuff. He knows this stuff.
Yes, I trust him.
So yeah, that's the thing. And also
Yeah.
too, it would be good to get a live reaction.
That's what we do all the
Okay.
time. I tell Jimmy all the time, live reaction. I'm gonna listen to it live, watch it live, and ask questions live and interact live. Like that's me.
I like what
There-
Steen
there-
just said. Steen said, "Dark is good." Jimmy broke us in.
Yep. That's
there is
true.
one thing that I know you guys don't do, like
Mhm.
religion and
Mhm.
stuff, but the way I was going to present it is I was going to do the Book of Enoch stuff, the history, and then I was going to go into like King Solomon and symbolisms and spells
it.
they use,
Do
and
it.
then I was going to show like what they do to kids and why they're doing it, and then I was going to
Yes.
show how the items are there. And
Mhm.
if we had time at the end, because I know most of your audience are Jehovah's Witnesses, I
Mhm.
have the full breakdown of Jehovah's Witnesses Masonic history stuff in a
Mhm. Or
simple format.
XJWs.
Yeah,
Mhm.
XJWs, and then as a special treat, the
Mhm.
3 deities that they worship, I have them
Mhm.
on there, and I can show you that
That's
they do.
amazing.
good.
Yes.
About how long will that take you to do, Bo?
I don't know.
Maybe like an hour.
I figured I would see the JW one would be the last one because I think
Mm-hmm.
knowing the history, understanding all this stuff is way more important for
Mhm.
people's health. And then the JW thing, like I just wanted to make sure you're okay with me sharing that. 'Cause I know
Definitely.
you guys don't do religion, but I
Mhm.
know you guys are, most of us
Mhm.
know that stuff and they would recognize it. And I thought that would be.
Exactly. Right.
I have
It's
stuff about
relevant.
Mormons
Yeah.
in there too, but not as
Mhm.
much.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I think it's relevant for people to know that stuff, and even if they know a little bit of it, be reminded of it, because
Right.
as we see things
Mhm.
happen in the news, especially with the Epstein stuff, and we still got
Yeah.
a lot more darker stuff to go, it may
Mhm.
make more sense to everybody.
If
Mhm.
when this comes out, I'm gonna warn you right now, they're gonna get pissed. Your channel is gonna get watched after this, and you're gonna get. So if that starts to happen to you, Ruby,
Uh-huh.
my recommendation is if it gets copyright, something happens, it gets weird,
Mhm.
just take the video down and don't feel bad about it or anything. Don't even bother fighting with it. Just let it go down and don't worry about it.
Mhm.
Because that's what they did to my previous channel. I started getting into this stuff, and that's when they shut
Mhm.
me down. I didn't get any chance to even defend myself. So if you do get a
Mhm.
strike from it, get rid of it, be done with it. Don't let them get multiple strikes on you with it. Don't shut
Okay.
your channel down for this, is what I'm asking.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And
Yeah.
I
No.
literally
Yeah.
have had to tell people this because I've done
Mhm.
interviews with other channels and they
Yeah.
were attacked.
Yeah, no, that's okay. We're gonna do it anyways. I don't care.
Yeah,
And I probably am being watched anyways because every single Tuesday night I have issues,
Mhm.
and once I'm off of this and I use the internet regularly, perfectly fine.
Yeah,
So
it's the
I
filter. They're
know.
running a government filter through your system. That's why.
Yeah, definitely. If you go to my X page, you'll be horrified. So
Yeah.
I already
Go.
know that I'm on some
You know
list.
what? If you go and you look at Netflix,
Mhm.
Netflix a lot of times will be interfered with government filters. You'll see your
Yep.
Netflix will like freeze at the same moment. It's like
Mhm.
20, 30, 32 or 34. I forgot what it was, and that's
Mhm.
a sign that your system is actually being recorded. I don't know why Netflix
Right.
does that. Netflix is the one you can see it on.
Right, but you see, that's why I don't put any money into any of these streaming services. I don't pay
Mhm.
for X. I don't pay for the StreamYard
Oh,
or
okay, for
even
me,
this
I'll be-
platform. I use every free option available because I will never put a dime into something for them to kick me off or to give me that strike or whatever. Like I don't care about those things. I don't put no money
oh, you
into
guys are
any of this.
monetized?
No, we don't monetize.
Oh, yeah, I don't think
Right.
anything I said would matter because if you're not monetized, I don't think
Yeah,
there's
I can turn it
yeah.
off, but like previous stuff, I did turn it back on, and some of
Okay.
the things did go through, which is fine. But what I mean is like I don't put money into it
Mhm.
because I already could see the problems. I
Yeah.
will never pay a dime into these organizations. So this
Gotcha.
is all on the grace of the internet right now for free speech. But
Yeah. Okay.
It is
And
what it
then
is. I don't care.
with the presentation, Ruby, when
Mhm.
you decide that you want that, just let me know,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
it's ready to go. I've just finished it. And I'm sorry, guys, that I couldn't get it sooner, but with the illness and I lost movement of this part of my body for 2
Oh my
weeks.
God,
So
no. No, that's
yeah.
okay. As long as you are on the recovery, on the mend, I'm gonna pray for you. Like, you have been such a contribution to the
Yeah.
UPC. It's insane. Like, I thank Jimmy all the time because this is
Mhm.
in my opinion, this is just by the grace of God, to be honest. The way I met Jimmy, and I saw that voice clip that you sent me. You were like, the way we just connected, the way we
Yep.
found each other on the internet. It's
Yeah.
like, this is all by the grace of God, because I'm like, if I didn't have Bo or Jimmy or like Quinn Wright, he did a lot of like
Mhm.
Epstein videos recently. He's on the ball with that type of stuff, and he contributes to me as well. Everybody in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Like, if
Yeah.
it wasn't for all of us, this wouldn't exist right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I am appreciative for whatever you can do, the bare minimum. I don't care. We would do it all. We're gonna do it all.
All right.
Are you on call next week, Bo?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't think so.
If you're
I
not
looked
on,
at the call schedule. I didn't see that, but I don't know because I don't want to say too much about what was going on, but
yeah.
yeah, everything got messed up. I don't know. As far as I looked, I didn't see, but I can find out. So that's why I want to say, like, when you have a date that you want, you
Mhm.
just let me know, and then I can uh, work my schedule around it, or try
Let's,
to.
I'll throw a suggestion in. Let's do it 2 weeks from tonight.
Okay.
2 weeks from tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that'll give us next week to do our 50th and catch up on
Mhm.
some news and
Yeah.
some stuff like that. And then we can
Mhm.
start promoting you coming on and presenting that.
Okay. Yeah, because I didn't want to do this on your guys' special thing.
Yeah, let's
special.
do it. Let's do it 2 weeks from tonight.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
if you happen to be on call 2 weeks from tonight, then we'll just do it the next one.
Okay.
Exactly, because we're gonna be here every Tuesday regardless, and we can start exactly at 9. Like, have you already there, and as soon as we hit live, jump right into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't waste
Mhm.
any time. We'll get through it. I'm thinking like maybe an hour and a half, depending on what you're gonna talk about, and then have
Okay.
Q&A afterward. That'll be great. It'll be a whole episode in itself.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yay!
And in the meantime, I'm gonna build me a tinfoil hat.
Yeah, for real.
Maybe I should wear one while I do the press.
Dude, I got this.
Yeah.
I got this cowboy hat right here
Uh-huh.
that I can go ahead and turn into a tinfoil.
Yo, we need to get UPC merch. Like, if we
I'm
could,
gonna do a
if we
tinfoil
could build
cowboy
one.
hat.
Yeah.
You guys should start selling merchandise. That'd be funny.
Oh,
Yo,
that'd be
for real,
great.
like a hoodie or like a hat or something. All right. Well,
Okay.
thank you both so much.
Thank
I
you, guys.
appreciate
Thank you
it.
for
Have a
talking to me.
great night. Yeah. Thank you for
Yeah.
Have a good night,
joining.
everyone.
Appreciate it,
Good
Bo. Take care, buddy.
night.
Love you, man. And you
And
got the song queued up?
oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay, it's called Wide Awake.
So we appreciate you guys tuning in with us tonight. Trump gave a good speech. We love you all.
Mhm.
And we'll see you next week for our 50th.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to set that up. I didn't set that up yet. All right, guys. I have not heard this song, so we're gonna hear it together. Let me know what you think in the chat.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
They said I lost my mind, said I was chasing ghosts and shadows. I showed them what I'd find, but they just laughed and called me hollow. Tinfoil on my head, they said conspiracy delusion. Every word I said was buried under their confusion, but I could feel it in my bones. A reckoning was coming. I'd rather bleed and stand alone than pretend I wasn't seeing something. Call me crazy, call me me sleep. Call me unhinged at the dinner table. They rolled their eyes so goddamn deep. Said I was broken and unstable. Lost my job for speaking out. Got unfriended for the questions. Every time I raised my doubt, they made it therapy, they suggested. But I kept burning through the night, connecting every dot they missed. The only question left was when, not if. And now they get this. Call me crazy, call me broken, call me every name you've spoken. Paranoid, deranged and blind, but I had something on my mind. Now the curtain's torn wide open. Every word I said is proven. Who's crazy now? Let the record show. Wide awake while you were in the show. You call me crazy. You call me lost. You call me lost, but you never counted the cost. Silencing the ones who see before the rest are ready. You buried us in ridicule, but truth don't shake so easy. Now the world is cracking open, and the shock is written on your face. And I know you want an answer for how you got so taken in this place. Well, I can say I told you so. God knows I've earned the right, but I held this torch for all of us, not to prove I'm right, but to give you light. I'm not here to burn you down or tell you that you failed me. I know how deep this rabbit hole goes. I know how bad the fall can feel. I was once exactly where you're standing, shaking in the story they were handing. So take my hand, I'll walk beside you. There's a way to step outside this.